My name is Claire Thomas. I am a member of Boxcarsix Artist Collective here in Victoria, and we are a brand new, super fantastic, dynamic collective of contemporary artists, and we've been together for about 1.5 years. And so we got together because we needed to work with other people. It's really hard being an artist and just working on your own all the time. So we thought if we could get together with other people, we can help each other out, we can give each other support in our work, and most of all, what we can do is we can bring everybody's strengths together, and that really helps in terms of organizing events such as shows. So especially a show like this, it's so much easier to set up a group show than an individual show, because you've got 6 people contributing work. And also it's really nice to have that contrast between different people's work. And sometimes what you find is, although we're all different artists and we're all working differently, you can find connections between everything going on in our work. So that's really interesting. This show, which is our first curated show, is at the Slide Room Gallery. And so we all contributed work, and then Wendy Welsh and her curatorial team have curated the show. And they've done a fantastic job. It's awesome, and we're really excited about this show. This work behind me is by Fern Long, and Fern's work is about home. She does a lot of paintings where she uses very simplified forms of home, a bit like the kind of thing that a child might draw or that you might find on a computer screen. And for her, home stands in for a way of looking at people's identity and who we are and our history. Like she says in her statement, you know someone if you know where they sleep at night. What Joanne, in this series, what Joanne is doing, this is Joanne Huco's work, and what she is doing is she's using images sourced from magazines and also digital images, which she puts together into collages and then uses as the basis of these abstracts. And they're deliberately ambiguous so that you can read basically what you want to read into them. And she's using gouache on paper, which is why the color is so rich and dense. And it makes them really come to life, if you like. This work by Jessica Jean Kuiper, and Jessica creates drawings basically by thinking about the movement that her hand makes while she's drawing. So she repetitive movements over and over again, and she builds up layers of line and color. And then what she does is she cuts into it. So when you look at the drawing straight on, you may not see it. But if you turn around to the side and you can see the light coming through the drawings, then you'll find these beautiful shadows on the wall. And that's really the speciality of Jessica's work, is her ability to cut extremely fine lines into these very dynamic drawings. These are paintings by Mary Babineau, and Mary creates paintings by taking photographs of places that she visits. Particularly, I think these ones are a combination of both Las Vegas and Montreal. And what she does is she takes the photographs as a starting point to create paintings about the urban space and about architecture, but they're not completely realistic. So there's a combination of reality and imagination put into them, so that she uses the photographs as a starting point and then goes off into, if you like, a kind of a world of her own creation. Beautiful. This is one of my pieces in the show, and my work is, you might say, it's an extended conversation with my mum. And it's a one-way conversation because my mum has Alzheimer's, so she's unable to talk back to me. And in that conversation, I'm asking questions like, who were you? And what happened? And the conversation also extends into other members of our family. But my source material is photographs. So I take family photographs and I cut them out, collage them, play around with them. And what I end up with is figures in these rather ambiguous landscapes. And I find that the figures don't really tell me anything. They don't give me any answers. So my conversation, unfortunately, is about more questions than answers. This is a photograph by Jen Wilson. And in this series, what Jen has done is she's taken snapshots that didn't work and the discards from the darkroom and combined them and then re-photographed them again, deliberately blurry, although I think the offcuts themselves were probably blurry to begin with. And so they're deliberately blurred abstracts, and they're kind of looking at the nature of our relationship to reality itself and how much of it is reliable.